Hey guys, welcome to Carnivorous Plants Hub. Today I'm going to be bringing you an update on my 3 Cephalotus plants. I got some really good news and some really bad news. But real quick, it's going to be a quick video just giving you an update on these plants, kind of showing you how they're growing, what I'm doing for watering, lighting, all that kind of stuff. And thanks so much for being here, guys. I really appreciate it. I'm on the process of starting my own carnivorous plant nursery. And you guys being here is supporting me. I really appreciate it. Make sure to like the video, subscribe to my channel. All that stuff is super helpful, and I appreciate you being here. But let's go ahead and talk about these plants real quick. Let's go ahead and start with this guy here. This is the Cephalotus that I got from Crazy Craig's on eBay. This one came, it was just a little baby. It really honestly didn't feel like it ever stood much of a chance. I basically gave it essentially the same care that I've been giving these guys, and maybe that was a mistake because it's a much less established plant. It's more of a baby. I probably should have reached out to the seller, but there wasn't really any care instructions or anything like that. So I don't know specifically what they were doing to try to emulate their care. So I did a couple things. I kept it in a windowsill because I know that that's what's been working for these guys. But I tried to give it a little humidity dome to give it a little extra spark of humidity to see if maybe the extra humidity could help it. I tried different levels of sun. I even tried putting it outside for a little bit to see if that could spark some life in it. But it literally just from the day that I got it on, it just started getting worse and worse and worse, and nothing that I did really changed its behavior. So unfortunately, I just couldn't save it. I think this is probably not unusual for all you carnivorous plant growers out there. This thing kind of happens, and it's not unusual at all for these plants to not make it, because they're really tricky to grow if you don't know what you're doing. And I didn't really know how this one was acclimated, and I didn't know how to acclimate it in my house to make sure that it had the right care. So unfortunately, it didn't make it. But that blow was softened a little bit because these guys are doing really good. You can see I've got lots of growth on this guy here. And this one here is actually starting to grow too. Real quick though, guys, before we jump into these 2 plants, I did kind of want to show you what they look like on the first day that I received them. So let's go check that out. So you see, guys, this one here especially, let's start with this one. You can see it's really grown quite a bit. I got the new picture right there that's really coming up. In the last video it was kind of hard to see. This one's gotten a little bit of color. It's turning kind of a red color, which is pretty neat. And then you can actually see these. This is really cute. This is the first time I'm growing these, so I'm not really familiar with what new growth looks like, what new pictures look like, but essentially the new pictures are just little poof balls. So you can see right there, there's a new picture coming up. It's just a little hairy poof ball, which is actually really cool. At least I'm assuming that that's a new picture. If I'm not correct, the guys let me know, but I'm pretty sure that that's what a new picture looks like. I also have one right over here. There it is. You can see it pretty good now. So this plant's doing really well. You can see there's a few more leaves that have sprouted up. The pictures look really healthy, and I've just been kind of mirroring the watering and the sun and everything that this one is getting is the exact same that one's getting. So so far it's been working out. I've been giving these guys about 1 centimeter of water, not too much. And then what I do is if they soak that water up super quick, like within the next hour or 2, I'll give them just a little bit more, maybe another centimeter, and then usually that water stays in there a little bit longer, and that's how I know that they probably have had enough. This one here, one thing that's really cool about this one is actually has a flower bloom. So I'm going to try to show you this here. Let's see if I can get this to focus. There we go. You guys can see that. That's actually really pretty. You can see I'm trying to get in as close as I can. You can see that the flowers are really cool. They're really tiny though, but that's actually pretty neat. I don't know a lot about the flowers, so I'm not really sure about cross-pollination. Here's kind of what it looks like before they bloom. They're just like little balls, which is really neat. And they bloom. They're just like really tiny though. Like the first time this one bloomed, I didn't even really notice it. I kind of had to get up close and look at it and see that, oh yeah, there's some flowers that have bloomed. But I don't know if you should cut these off if it helps the plant out. I just don't know enough about it. I probably need to do a little research. I don't know if they cross-pollinate with each other. I'm actually going to look into that and see if maybe I can get some seeds. So we'll definitely look into that and kind of see, but maybe I'll let you guys know about that and show you that on a different video. But you can see that this one here, it does have some older growth. Some of these are drying out just a little bit, but you can see that this thing is just chocked packed with, you probably can't see it on the surface layer here, but like if you go down in here, you can see that there's like a little poof ball down there. That's a new growth. Let's see, let's turn this around a little bit. There's a little tiny guy here. There's a little green one there. That's a new growth. This little guy right here is a newer one. I'm trying to look around here. You can see kind of down there, that little yellow guy there, that's a new growth. There's one right there, that's a new growth. So this has a lot of green and new growth on it, which is a good sign. Now I also have this little guy coming up here. This one's kind of weird. There we go. But it looks like the top of one of these guys, but I don't really know. I'm too afraid to really mess with it, to dig around to see kind of what the deal is there. But overall, you can see that the growth is actually, the plant's doing really healthy. One thing that's kind of cool is, and I'll show you this, the flowers have actually been helping me out with the watering. So as you can see right now, see how they're all kind of bent over a little bit? These flowers are actually typically standing straight up. So as soon as they get bent over like that, that's been my indicator to give them some water. And I want to say that I've been watering these probably every 4 or 5 days. You have to be really careful with Cephalotus because they're really susceptible to root rot. And you have to be super careful not to overwater them. So I've been kind of letting the flowers get drooped over just a little bit, allowing that to happen, allowing them to dry out, and then I give them some water. It's been really, really hot here. We've had like 100+ temperatures all last week. We had 110 one day. So I had to give them probably every 3 days or so a little extra water. But yeah, so that's kind of the update here on these plants. They're really healthy, doing really good. This one's just really cool. Look at that beautiful little red picture with the green top. Man, these are so cool. You'll have to excuse me while I just kind of coo over these for a minute. But with the really, really green leaves, and you got these little tiny babies coming out. This one's kind of cooler to look at in a way because you can see everything developing. With this one that's so jam-packed, it's kind of hard to see some of the new growth and stuff. And this one I'll be separating here probably this winter, coming up January, December or so. And I should have several of these little guys kind of ready to go. So that's going to be really, really cool. But so for lighting, basically what I've been doing is in the morning, I put them in a west-facing window. About 8 o'clock, the sun hits, and the sun hits them on that window there for about 3 hours. I also have them next to a humidifier, so they get a little boost in humidity, since these plants do like a little extra humidity. And then in the afternoon, I actually move them out to my, see, that would be an east-facing window, and then I actually gets the rest of the afternoon sun. And that's usually where I like to kind of water them and kind of do all that stuff. But so they're getting probably, I don't know, probably 6 to 8 hours of sun every day. But it's sun coming through a windowsill, so I haven't been giving them any direct sun. It's all windowsill sun at this point, but it really seems to be working, seems to be doing well, which is pretty incredible, because my understanding is for most carnivorous plants, a windowsill is not the best place to grow them, except for like Nepenthes. But most of my experiences with Venus flytraps, and I know that's kind of a no-no with Venus flytraps, so it's been really nice being able to keep these guys indoors and be able to give them that windowsill type light and then stay healthy. Now this one didn't, unfortunately that one didn't take to the windowsill or the humidity or anything that I did for it, but it was, that one just didn't really ever seem like it had a chance. But these guys are doing great. A little bit of good news, a little bit of bad news, but I think overall the good news is much better than the bad news. So yeah, I think that's everything I got, guys. If you guys like this update, if you like these Cephalotus plants and my other carnivorous plants, make sure to like this video, subscribe to my channel. All that stuff is really helpful to me, and I appreciate your guys' support. And I look forward to catching you guys in my next video. Have a good one. Bye.